Ian Anderson is technically still a rookie. He's 22 years old, but what an experience he had last year. And Ian Anderson joins us right now on the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line. Ian, good afternoon. Thanks for coming on. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Well, I'm looking at your photo on the Braves website. Let's just say you look like a different person as opposed to the guy that came up last year. I'm much more clean-shaven in the photo. In fact, you're in the process of growing the beard. We now see you sport in that photo on the Braves website.
Yeah, no, I think so. I've definitely come a long way since then.
Well, talk about the experience, and because technically, as strange as it seems, you're still a rookie, and what that meant to you going through what you did, not only in the regular season, but obviously in the postseason as well.
Yeah, it was definitely a super valuable experience. Obviously it didn't end the way that we had all hoped, but, it's all stuff that, I'm going to be able to take into this coming season, and everyone in the locker room is going to be able to take into this coming season and fuel the fire, so to speak, but also just, learn from what happened. And, we're all excited to be down here in Florida and ready to get back at it.
Did you ever have a moment, because you never seemed overwhelmed on the mound, but off the mound thinking about maybe in the postseason, the run you were on, where you said to yourself, I can't believe this is happening to me so soon, seemingly out of nowhere?
I don't think necessarily I had that moment. When you're in it, you're trying to contribute as much to the team as you can, and I felt like I was ready when my number was called to be able to do that. But yeah, after the fact and after the season, it was a good time for me to reflect on the accomplishments and just kind of reflect on how much of a whirlwind kind of season it was, and I also kind of turned the page to this year and things that I can look forward to this year.
It was not a lot of innings last year, and there's already talk around baseball. What do you do with youngish guys, and what do you do about the ramp-up factor? What did you do this offseason? I don't know if you think like that, the way that an organization might think, but how do you actually work this offseason to come in where your ability to hit the ground running, maybe this is not a discussion that has to be had somewhere a few months in?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's kind of an every year thing as a starter, and you go into the off season thinking about how you can stay on the field as much as you can and eat up as many innings as you can, and so you kind of base your training around that. And obviously last year was a little bit different. There just wasn't the opportunity to log as many innings, but I kind of kept my training the same, and now that this year there's going to be an opportunity for a full 162 games, I'm looking forward to that chance. And I feel like everyone, it's impressive. Everyone has come into camp so far looking really good. And, it's an exciting prospect for sure.
I know when you win, Tony La Russa was the one who told me this years ago, you can put perfume on a turd, but it's still a turd. Everybody talks about clubhouse chemistry. Well, it's easy when a team is winning to talk about chemistry. But I have seen some videos, and whether it's Mike Soroka with longer hair and all the stuff that kind of goes on amongst you guys, because you are your own little group, your own little country. Tell me something about the other guys that you're around where it's competitive, but it's also sort of an upbeat competition.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's fun to be around and be in this locker room. There's so much competitiveness going on, and these guys want to win, but they also want to see the best for their teammates and everyone involved. So it's been a great kind of camaraderie amongst the guys in there, and I'm expecting more of that this year. I think getting Marcel back, he was such a big locker room guy for us last year, and everyone that's added a year of experience, it's definitely fun to be in this locker room, and we enjoy every day that we're at the field.
Braves rookie Ian Anderson with us on the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line. Did you have a moment last year where you felt like I belong here? Was there the one maybe game, the one situation that stands out?
I think it was just kind of a culmination of everything. Each time I took the ball out there, I proved to myself that I was comfortable being out there, and I definitely got more comfortable each time I went out there. So, everyone made it so easy for me to feel welcome when I came up, and I feel like it was just kind of a culmination, like I said, of gaining some more experience.
How much does playing in some of the competitions you did as a younger guy maybe help? Because when you're not going to do the college campus thing, you're not going to find out about weekend pitching in college. How much does the travel or playing in tournaments that, with stuff on the line, relatively speaking, for those age groups, how much does that help?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I was always kind of brought up on how important winning is, and you kind of lose that in some of those other events that you kind of go through as leading up to the draft and stuff, and in the minor leagues a little bit. So, I think that is almost more important. And, I'm happy to be back in the situation where that's the main focus, is just winning ball games and helping the team out.
Is it kind of, as a young pitcher, most important to trust your stuff? Man, it's a general question, a generic question to ask. And I bring it up because I remember your playoff start, your first one against Cincinnati. You walked a couple of guys, and Kranitz came out and said something to you, and you went back to what was working for you. Is it that simple sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. The game can speed up on you without a doubt. And, I think having the catchers we have and the coaching staff we have, they do a good job of putting you in the best position to succeed. And also, sometimes when things can go awry, reminding you, how you can succeed. So, it's definitely refreshing having guys like that around.
How charged up are you, and do you think your teammates would be playing games in stadiums? I know you guys had an opportunity. We looked at what the World Series was, where all of a sudden people were in the stands, and it wasn't full, but at least there was some sort of excitement. How much are you looking forward to getting back in front of people, pitching in front of fans? Yeah,
it was super exciting last year, pitching in front of some crowds there at the end, and you can feel a little bit of extra adrenaline and just the energy a little bit more. And the fans are kind of the lifeline of the game, so we're excited to kind of be reintroduced to that a little bit this year.
What are you working on in camp?
Everything. Just getting more comfortable, working on my repertoire a little bit, getting more confident, and just kind of the overall development of a pitcher. I would say day to day, learning kind of the ins and outs and things like that.
It's not a huge sample size, but did you go back and I'm sure you guys have all this information when you talk about percentages of pitches thrown, whatever it is you threw, how many fastballs, counts. Are you into that, or is it more about feel for you still at this point?
It's definitely something that I'm starting to get a lot more into, and talking to some of the other guys and talking to the new guys, Charlie and Drew, and just kind of picking their brains about it has been super beneficial, and you see the importance of it. So, like I said, it's all about just becoming as well-rounded of a pitcher as you can, and that's definitely one of the steps in that process.
Finishing up with Ian Anderson, rookie pitcher of the Braves, and I like what you said. You turned the page to this year. We talked about what you're working on in spring training early on, of course. What did you work on in the offseason?
I just worked on tightening on my curveball a little bit, and just kind of easing back into things. It was definitely the longest that I've ever thrown, kind of into the end of October, and so that was kind of my main focus, and then just kind of getting everything in sync and ready to go for spring here.
Hey, real quick, do you go back home, or do you stay down in Florida? What was your routine this offseason?
Yeah, I was back up in New York, so it was awesome to be with my family and be able to hang out with them and enjoy some good meals. So
who do you throw to?
It was I just play catch with my brother, my twin brother. He's with the Rangers in the minor leagues, so he didn't have an opportunity to play last year, but is definitely kicking it to get back out there. And me and him we throw bullpens together and pick each other's brains, and it's been fun.
Do you go to the local high school, or do you guys have a facility?
Yeah, we have to throw indoors. There's snow and it's below 30 degrees, so we make the most of it. And like I said, it's a blast being able to do it with him.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. Mike Soroka was on with our afternoon show, Chuck and Chernoff, yesterday, being from Canada. He said you just don't have a lot of time being in Canada. And a similar situation with the weather that you had to deal with playing baseball in New York. Maybe that's a big adjustment for someone like you as well. More extended time to throw. You talked about throwing more so than ever last year. That's probably a big reason.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't know what it is, but there's something about, growing up in the weather up there and the cold and stuff up there. I don't know if you're more fresh or what it is, but it's I definitely take pride in it. But I'll probably be coming down to Florida here in the next few years, I would say, or Atlanta, one of the two.
Yeah. Smart young man.
How many high school games did you play up there?
We play like 20, 24 games usually, but it's within like a month and a half span, so it comes quick.
And did you notice people? I don't know if you get stared at. People probably know who you are because you certainly, when you drafted third overall, you made a name for yourself. But this offseason, I don't know, anybody offer to buy you a dinner? Anybody offer to, but you're old enough, anybody offer you a drink?
Not really. I mean, I wasn't going out all that much just with everything going on, but it's awesome being back home and just getting to see some people. So
Yeah, well, I'm from a town sort of like where you're from. Back in the old days when there were pizza places, like pizza parlors they used to call them, they'd put a picture of somebody like you up on the wall.
Send him a pie and a pitcher of beer.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, the place I go get my haircut, they got some stuff up there.
There you go.
Other than that.
Buy a little something for the wife and kids, Ian. Sign this. All right, listen, thanks for coming on. Congratulations on all you did, and I love your attitude. Chris does as well. You want to turn the page and build on it this year. So best of luck to you. We'll see you guys when you come back to town.
Yep, thank you, guys.